everybody, it's Ola, aka ChalkOne from Battlefield Podcast. With me is Tim, aka Darkness429, and we are talking with Side from LevelBF.com. And in this clip, we're going to talk a little bit to him about the Level versus Team Reddit match coming up on Sunday, January 27th. Welcome back, Side. How are you doing today?
I am doing quite well, thank you.
So last time we talked to you about the Sightwinder Cup. This time we're going to talk a little bit about the Level versus Reddit match. Why don't you give us an overview of what this is about? We've seen a fair bit of footage from Reddit matches before, a lot of it through our friend Daskro, who's involved in that a little bit, I believe. But why don't you give us an overview of how this match will work and what the significance of it is as well?
Yeah, so the Level versus Team Reddit match is a way for us to showcase what really Battlefield is about, really large scale battles, and on top of that also displaying some of the best players in the world from LevelBF then and Team Reddit as well, and pit them against each other and see what happens.
So this is a 32 versus 32 player match, so it's obviously going to be played on PC, just like all the Level BF stuff is happening. This is where all the large scale battles are taking place, and this is no surprise to anybody, of course. 32 versus 32. Describe for us a little bit about how the match will work. Multiple rounds, what maps you're going to be playing on, and just in general what the makeup of the teams is going to be, especially from your point of view. I guess you can talk to what the Level BF team may or may not look like, perhaps.
Yeah, so we will be playing 4 maps, 2 rounds per map, so 1 round per side. We will be playing Caspian Border, Seine Crossing, Marquez Monolith, and No Shark Canals. From our point of view, we're gonna try to get as many people as possible in, so I can't really speak about individual players, but the way we normally play is we have, I believe it's 8 squads, and it's 6 infantry squads, and 1 armor squad, and 1 Air Force squad. So it's a lot of coordination going on. We have a TeamSpeak server set up to facilitate all the communication going on, so you have kind of one commander being in charge of what the team is doing as a whole and giving orders to individual squads. As well as on a larger scale, like what everybody's supposed to do at the start of a round and so on.
How does the commander system work? Because we saw in Battlefield 2, the commander had a very broad view of the entire map, but it's very difficult for one person to see the map as a whole in Battlefield 3. How do you guys facilitate that for the commander?
Yeah, it's unfortunately so far have had to work within the limits of the game, so it essentially boils down to using a map for the whole game.
That actually kind of makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense because you get the IR vision, so you see enemies clearly, but you also have the ability to spot people easily, so it definitely helps out.
So Reddit is undefeated, I believe, their 32-player team. So are you guys thinking that this is your biggest challenge to date for the Level BF members?
It's hard to say. We believe we have some of the best players in the world, so I guess we'll see whether Team Reddit or ourselves are the greatest challenge. But it's certainly going to be nervous for me because, like you said, they are indeed undefeated, so it's going to be really interesting to see how well the teams fare, essentially.
Are you going to be playing as part of the team as well, or?
No, I'm actually in charge of the technical stuff, even though I'm a pretty good helicopter pilot. My job is on the sidelines, okay. Unfortunately.
more of a coaching position, hey?
Yep.
When we talked about the Sightwinder Cup, that was all going to be live streamed. Are you guys planning on live streaming this match as well on the weekend of the 27th?
Absolutely. We have at least rounded up 20 people to live stream. So we're gonna get, at least if you want to watch a specific player, you will be able to, find that person and view the entire battle from that person's perspective. But we're also gonna have a dedicated live stream where we bring all the players together and we're gonna showcase different perspectives as well as kind of an overview of what's going on.
So how do you handle that from a technical side of things? Like when Tim and we've tried dual streaming stuff together when we play just for fun, and aside from the technical challenges, of course, when you're playing yourself and streaming, your systems, unless I guess it is a very fast computer, will take a bit of a hit. For someone who's playing competitively, to get them to stream, does that take a lot of convincing, or are people just running powerful enough systems that it's not really a big deal for them?
A lot of people run powerful systems and it's not a big deal, but for the others, it takes some convincing. But this is, at least in my opinion, it's first and foremost about showcasing how awesome Battlefield is. It's not really about being as competitive as possible, so we can kind of convince people to stream otherwise, but it's true, it takes a lot of resources to do it.
Is there anything special that's going to be that we'll see in this stream? With the cup, you guys had this cool program that could look at jet orientation and speed and altitude and whatnot. Are you guys planning on pulling out any cool things we've never seen before for a competitive game like this?
Yeah, we're actually hoping to, or planning to, introduce a kind of spectator mode for Battlefield 3, where we will combine with the live streaming itself, we will display a mini-map showing every single player in the game. So you can see exactly what's going on in real time. You can see where all the players are moving, where they're looking, their health, and so on. So we hope to really bring more of a spectator aspect to Battlefield 3 with this. And it's going to be something that we're going to release with this Level versus Reddit match. And I'm really excited to be able to do this.
That's awesome, because we with Battlefield 3 we haven't seen a large support for the Major League Gaming aspect of for Battlefield. You have other games like Black Ops or Counter-Strike, StarCraft, Dota 2, League of Legends. They all have a very competitive aspect to them, and they have the support for it. But with Battlefield 3, we haven't seen that esport side of it. So you guys are definitely kind of breaking through those walls and being like the forerunners for the future Battlefield games to come. That's awesome.
Yeah, I think to be honest, I think it was a mistake on DICE's part, because I love Battlefield and I would love for more people to experience it. And our solution is not going to be perfect, but we hope it's still going to make people realize how awesome it could be, and perhaps open up people's eyes and maybe be able to push for a better integration with perhaps Battlefield 4.
Yeah, I think one of the things that's missing is the ability to spectate, and I don't mean just a spectator mode, but just in general, the amount of effort that you guys are going through to showcase this one match is something that most people couldn't even consider. Like, if we, as quote-unquote regular streamers, wanted to put on some sort of event even with just 12 people and stream it from different angles and stuff, it just wouldn't be feasible to do. So I really do hope that what you guys are doing here is going to lead not only to future improvements in Battlefield, but also hopefully inspire some other people to not only stream themselves, but also to watch it more on Twitch or wherever else people will stream it. So, and of course, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's definitely, I think people are interested in watching it. It's just, it has been difficult to really get a sense of what's going on, because I really think games like you mentioned, like StarCraft 2 and League of Legends, they have the benefit of really giving an overview of what's going on. But with Battlefield 3, just seeing one person out of 64, just it doesn't make for a good spectating experience.
Mm.
You know, you really have to be an entertainer when you're playing, because all they see is your gameplay. And, you know, a lot of times, let's face it, especially if you're playing on some of the larger maps, it's not going to be as entertaining because not a whole lot's happening, or you're dying a lot or whatever, whoever's having a bad day. But yeah, you don't really get that top-down view, especially in organized matches, as to what's going on and how the team is doing as opposed to one person. So,
Exactly.
looking forward to that. And of course, we want to wish you all the best, and hopefully you guys will do really well and get a lot of viewers. Exact details as to when and where it's going to be streamed live will be announced where?
It's going to be live streamed on the 27th. We'll advertise it on Reddit, I'm sure, as well as Battlelog and LevelBF. So just check out any of those websites, and you're not going to be able to miss it.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you very much for coming and sharing that information with us. And I personally, and I'm sure Tim as well, we're going to be looking forward to watching this take place.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.